Yo, what's up? So, I recently watched a podcast I watched what? It was Strike a Big podcast, and on it they had Grant Cardone. And basically, I wanted to take my interpretation of advice that he gave that I saw the hosts were kind of struggling to, I guess, interpret or understand what I think he was trying to say, right? So basically, I had to do with goal setting, right? And how he was suggesting that you goal set is that instead of writing a full out plan, one of the methods that he had is that just write what you want your destination to be, right? So if you if overall your goal is money, but like you have a specific goal, like you want a I don't know, you want a Ferrari, right? So every morning you write Ferrari. And it's not like a continuous, you have to write Ferrari for this month. No, you wake up every morning and you think, what do I want? And then the thing that comes to mind. So, like, let's just say this morning, I wake up, I'm like, hey, what do I want? I write Ferrari. Tomorrow, I write Ferrari. The next day, maybe I just write what's it called? The next morning, I write, I want Gucci, right? You wake up the next morning. Now, this morning, I want a helicopter, right? Then I wake up the next morning. So basically, every morning you wake up and you just write what you want, right? Like you think, what do I want in the future? And it's just what I want, right? And that's like the goal. And they were getting kind of confused because they were like, oh, so what, you're supposed to write it down every day? It's like, no, like you write down it's not like you write down Ferrari for 30 days. Nah, I wake up, I want a Ferrari. So I write it down. I wake up, now I want a Bugatti. I write it down. I wake up, now I just want shoes, right? And I write it down. So they weren't really getting like, I don't know, what you would get out of that. And basically what I think he was trying to convey is that by writing down what you want every morning, you're basically keeping your eyes on the prize, right? And you have an idea every morning of what that prize is. And you also see kind of how much you want what you think you want. Because if every morning you write down the same thing or something in a similar, field, then you're always aiming at the same thing. It reminds you where you're supposed to be aiming at, because it's easy to get like distracted, you know? It's like your long-term goal is maybe money, and then you get distracted and you wake up and now you're focusing on goals, right? But like you don't notice that your focus has shifted because you never check in on where your mind is at in terms of what you want, right? And then they were basically thinking it was one of those voodoo, I like, what do you call it? Materializing, I forgot. Like in summoning, I forgot the word, but summoning shit with your thoughts, like, oh, I want a Bugatti, and you write down Bugatti every day, and then one day, magically I'll just have a Bugatti. Nah, it's just a thing of keeping your eyes on the prize, so that since you're always looking at the prize, your actions will always be, maybe not always, but your actions are more likely to be centered around a pathway that will get you to the prize, right? So if every morning I'm reminded that I want a Ferrari, because it's easy to forget, right? You can spend a day just having, like, I've done this before, right? It's like the goal is, I don't know, do well on my tests, right? Do well during school. And then like you wake up one day and for some reason that's just, the goal is just not on your mind. And you spend a whole day just scrolling on like fucking TikTok, right? And then then like the middle of the day, but like not really the middle, it's like 5, and you're like, oh shit, what am I doing? Like, I basically wasted the day, right? And the reason you wasted the day is because you woke up and you didn't have the goal in mind. It was just another day. And because you didn't really have your goal in mind, you spent your day doing things that wouldn't lead you towards your goal, right? Because for me to have gotten the high marks, I would have needed to study. But I study or like practice even a bit, right? But I spent the day just scrolling. Why? Because I didn't have my mind on the prize. Because it's easy to kind of forget what the prize is, forget. because it's just not in mind. So it's more just like keeping your goals front of mind as much as you can, and being able to track whether your goals have shifted, right? Because if your goals have shifted, then you're going to act in a way that's what's called bringing you towards those shifted goals. But like if you don't want your goals to shift, then now you have it in mind that like for some reason your goals are shifting, and you can kind of bring yourself back if you want to, right? To be like, yo, I wrote down I want girlfriend, right? I wrote down girlfriend in terms of what I want. And you're like, but long term I'd rather have money. Now that doesn't, it obviously doesn't mean ignore goals and shit, but like it shouldn't be your priority, right? Your priority should be the thing that you want, that you started off wanting originally. Or if you just go multiple days just like having nothing to do with the original goal, right? Then you'll realize that you might have not wanted that goal as much as you thought you did, right? Now whether it's a thing about like if it's something like money, then obviously you can't just have zero money as a goal. But you might realize that you might not want to be as wealthy as you think you did, as you thought you did, right? Now, whether the one thing that matters as much to you is its own thing. But being able to see that, what's it called? At the least, you know that you'll have to force yourself to do the things that cause you to want money because you don't want it as much as you think you do, right? So I think that's basically the video. Just a more long form explanation about what I think he meant, right? The writing down your goals day by day, even if they're changing, just helps you keep the goal front of mind. You know, see where you at in terms of how much you want the goal. Yeah, that's basically it. That's how I took it, at least. See you in the next video, I guess.